Friends, family, loved ones, welcome. It's Sunday and it is Father's Sunday. So welcome to our LoveStream service for this Father's Day from the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living. Today is a very special Sunday and I am honored to be with you to lead us through this Sunday service. We are going to have a magnificent day and it's going to just be wonderful. So we are going to start off with our affirmative prayer. So I know we're at home, but we're going to join together in consciousness because it is one mind, and we're going to gently close our eyes and go into the silence, and I will lead us in a moment. And in this moment, we recognize the one power, the one presence, that is God, linking all throughout creation to one another across time and across space. In this moment, we recognize our source as our Father of all, and we acknowledge the Father within us all as we give thanks on this day for our fathers. We recognize the contribution and the love and the light and the power and the prosperity that comes from this blessed day. And we go forth knowing that today will be a joyous expression of the love and the light and everything that is spirit of our Father. I release my word to law, knowing that it is so, and so it is. Wasn't that wonderful? So now we're going to move right into the lighting of the candle. So. I light this candle on behalf of all peoples of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them. And so it is. So now we are going to move into the prayer of our center, which is going to be led by our wonderful Carol Campbell.
The Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ peace, love, and joy emanate, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is.
Thank you so much for that, Carol. Absolutely wonderful. So we are going to go into our mission song, which has been, the videography of it, I'm told, is being done by Steve Golding and our Temple of Light virtual choir, which some people are debating if 6 people actually makes a choir or not. In my opinion, anything more than 2 people is a choir because that's a duet or a trio. So we're going to move into our mission song with Steve Golding and the Temple of Light virtual choir, or as I like to call them, choir.
The Temple of Light, the Temple of Light, the Temple of Light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The Temple of Light, the Temple of Light, the Temple of Light.
briefly, we are now going to go to our announcements. So, these are the announcements for the 21st of June 2020. So, regarding our opening hours, our office in Kingston remains open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. For our services, you can join us on Facebook Live, and we will be having our spiritual mind healing service on Tuesday the 23rd at 6 p.m. that's 1800 hours, and our speaker will be practitioner Vance Gardner. On Sunday the 28th of June at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, clearly, our speaker will be practitioner Sandra Cooper, and our host will be Vance Gardner. We're going to start having our webinars again. Our second webinar, which we have dubbed Lifeline, will be on Facebook Live on Thursday, the 25th of June at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our guest practitioner is going to be Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, Senior Minister at the Baltimore Center for Spiritual Living. He will join our very own beloved Pastor Reverend John Scott, and our moderator for that session is going to be practitioner Sandra Cooper for a discussion entitled Living Abundance When Conditions Say Scarcity. And I don't know about you, but I am in sore need of some living abundance right now. So let's all try to tune in.
Namaste and greetings. For those who do not know me, I'm Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, Senior Minister of the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore. I'm here to invite you into a conversation that I will be having with some amazing friends of mine at the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living, Jamaica. June 25th, 6 p.m. Jamaica time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reverend John Scott and practitioner extraordinaire Sandra Cooper and I will be having a conversation about what it means to shift consciousness, change belief systems, and transcend paradigms from lack, limitation, and scarcity to that of prosperity, wealth, abundance, and opulence in all areas of one's life, that we may experience what it means to step into our divine spiritual magnificence. Join us once again, June 25th, as we engage in this conversation, recognizing that principle is not bound by precedent. At any moment, we can shift, evolve, and step forward.
Classes beginning on Thursday, July 9th will be with Reverend John Scott, and we'll be restarting the morning classes from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the theme will be soul connecting. It's particularly relevant for these times. Please call the office at 876-927-6145 to indicate your intention to attend. The reopening of temple. Here is the news everyone in Jamaica has been waiting for. We will be reopening the Temple of Light on Sunday, July 5th for our 39th anniversary celebration. Yay! We're gonna have a party. But no, service will be at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have 35 places available. The service will be live streamed on Facebook. But if you wish to attend in person, please call 876-946-2230 to make a reservation. Congregants attending will be asked to wear a face mask and expect to have your temperature tested because we are still in COVID times. I don't know about you, but I want to get in on this early, so I would advise you, as you hear this, pick up the phone, hit a pause, call somebody, do something, get in on this one, right? Because it's going to be fantastic. Prayer support. We have been responding with prayers to the challenges facing everyone. You can listen to an inspiring prayer by calling our prayer line at 876-978-1167. And if you wish to speak in person with one of our ministers, they may be reached at 876-289-0907. And this is from 8 a.m. to 12 midnight, Mondays to Fridays. You may drop off your prayer requests, tithes, offerings, and set appointments for practitioner assistance. Funds may also be transferred to our savings account number 20941, Bank of Nova Scotia, New Kingston branch, And we also now have a PayPal account with a donate button, which you will see on our LoveStream on Facebook Live. This concludes our announcements. Now, please join me in our first song recorded by our own Reverend Sonia Davidson, where she will be wowing us with a particularly lovely rendition of the Lord's Prayer, arranged by Jean Sidney.
Is by Sonia Lammy Davidson. Oh, Heavenly Father, who in love abideth, we worship thee, we praise thy holy name. Help us, thy children, evermore to love thee. Thy will be done on earth as heaven today. Teach us, thy children, evermore to love thee. Thy will be done in earth as heaven today. Oh, give us grace to meet the coming morrow. Forgive our debts as others we forgive. Oh, leave us not, thy children, in temptation, and from all evil thou deliverest us. Thine is the kingdom, thine the power and glory, world without end, forevermore.
The wonderful. When does Reverend Sonia ever disappoint us? Oh, God bless it. Thank you so much, Rev. We are now going to move into a very special presentation we have for you today, a very special message, or as beloved John calls it, a wonderful encouragement. Our speaker this morning is a doctor, like myself, trained in Cuba, is a father of two, a girl and a boy with whom he is absolutely in love. He joins us today, having spent many years in Cuba perfecting his craft and learning his craft. And not only has he perfected dentistry, but he also is an avid practitioner of the science of mind. I'm obligated to mention that he is also an old boy of one of the institutions of notoriety in our lovely Jamaica. It may not be the best one, but it is still one of the best because my cousin does go there, bless it. He is a JC old boy, and we won't hold it against him this morning because he comes to us as a member of our family, and we love him and we appreciate him, and we will be captivated by the message that he will be giving us today, dedicated to all fathers. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Wade Morgan.
Good morning, buenos dias, bonjour, buongiorno, guten morgen, to all, wherever in the world you may be. In all things, we begin with a recognition of the omniscient, omnipresent, and eternal source of our being, the one God who is above, below, beside, in front of, and behind us in all our actions. We recognize that this God is our Heavenly Father, who prepares the way for us, His children. The laws of mind that He lays down is for our enrichment and fulfillment as obedient children to His precepts. We, the unique manifestations of divine love, recognize that we are spiritual beings on an earthly journey, and we give thanks for our lives and the lives of our loved ones, indeed, the lives of everyone. We pledge to use the gifts and talents with which we have been blessed to the advantage of mankind and this, our beloved church. And if I may use the words that I employ in another dispensation, let me end by saying, may our labors thus be done in order, be conducted in peace, and closed in harmony. I release these words knowing that they are fulfilled, and I give thanks that it is so, and so it is. My talk today is entitled, and I quote, "What has the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living done to make me a good father?" Before I begin, let me take this opportunity to say a wonderful and wonder-filled and happy Father's Day to all the fathers within the sound of my voice, as well as to all the women who made them the fathers that they are. May your days be long and happy upon the earth, and may all your good wishes come true. When asked by Reverend Anne Shand to speak on this topic for our virtual service, which is a live stream of our LoveStream, of course the first answer that came to my mind was, nothing. Remember what the title is. Don't get too excited, because the English language is a marvelous bit of engineering, and I will expound on that thought in just a minute. The second thought was, don't ask me, ask my children. So that is what I proceeded to do in a roundabout sort of way. The logical premise on which to build such a talk is that I am indeed a good father. Asking me is therefore fraught with arriving at a wrong conclusion, given my closeness to the subject, and therefore the possibility of me exhibiting a strong bias towards the subject, i.e. the topic, and the subject, i.e. me. But first, a bit of history, as to my rather queer first response. Bear with me. It is a bit long, but bears telling. I was raised as an infant into childhood in Franklin Town, which is in Kingston 16, at number 24 Cambridge Street. My mother was a teacher at Providence Primary School, and my father was by then a factory supervisor at Your Brothers Limited, a company which manufactured, among other things, terrazzo tiles. He had previously been a teacher in St. Catherine, and then a police detective, stationed in various parishes of Jamaica. Indeed, when a telegram was sent to him proclaiming my arrival, he was stationed in Savannah Lamar, which is in Westmoreland. In Franklin Town, my initial introduction to formal churching, I recall as being sent to Sunday school at Franklin Town Church of God. It struck me as odd that the only time any of my parents visited said institution was for a funeral. But this being the early 60s, I kept that opinion to myself. The school where my mother taught was affiliated with the Methodist Church, and pretty soon we, and I don't mean the royal we, I mean the whole family, started attending Wesley Methodist Church on Fleet Street in downtown Kingston. Where is this going to be asked? Patient lads and lasses, patience. My father was raised in the country, Old Works in the Watermount district of St. Catherine, and when young he was engaged in climbing a coconut tree to deprive it of its bounty, in order to safeguard his much beloved cap, which he was very fond of. He had placed it at the base of said tree. After successfully completing his mandate, he donned his beloved headwear. Unbeknownst to him, however, a scorpion had taken temporary shelter in the cap, and being rather annoyed by being so rudely awakened from its slumber, did what annoyed scorpions are wont to do, it stung. Long story short, my father developed a bald spot at the site where he was stung, and also developed quite serious headaches as a consequence. I can still see him, eyes closed, standing at Kipo, with 2 fingers on his right hand, gently massaging his temple to rid himself of the molestation. I believe it was those headaches that led my father on a spiritual quest where a medical one had failed. We seem to be getting closer to the matter at hand. I have never asked, and it was therefore never answered, why my father took to attending some, in my young opinion, strange meetings in Harvard at something called Talk Age. The following description, which I recently unearthed, I owe to 2 very dear friends and constant companions, Mr. Google and Ms. Wikipedia, and I quote, Talk Age is an international Christian movement. The name is an abbreviation for Talbot House. Talk signifying the letter T in the signals spelling alphabet used by the British Army in World War I. A soldiers' rest and recreation center named Talbot House was founded in December 1915 in Belgium. It aimed to promote Christianity and was named in memory of Gilbert Talbot, son of Edward Talbot, then Bishop of Winchester, who had been killed in July 1950. The founders were Gilbert's elder brother, Neville Talbot, then a senior army chaplain, and the Reverend Philip Thomas Clayton. Talbot House was styled as an everyman's club, where all soldiers were welcome, regardless of rank. It was an alternative to the debauched recreational life of the town. In 1920, Clayton founded a Christian youth center in London, also called Talk Age, which developed into an interdenominational association for Christian social service. The original building at Popper has been maintained and redeveloped as a museum and tourist venue. Branches of Talk Age were established in many countries around the world. Curiously, there's an article in the Daily Gleaner of the September 1, 1966, which mentions Talk Age in reference to one James N. Russell, and which states, and I quote, "It was the balance of seriousness and gaiety in his temperament which gave him his special charm. His traits of character were strongly marked, and he would have lent himself to caricature but for this balance. It was connected, perhaps, as was his spirit of service, with his experience of comradeship in World War I. It is significant that he was interested not only in the Jamaican Legion, but in that most curious social product of World War I, Talk Age. Anyway, I digress. I am totally uncertain if our beloved Temple of Light developed out of this Talk Age, but pretty soon, my father became a founder member of this currently transformed church. So that is where the foundation upon which my nascent fatherhood was laid. And now onto that nothingness with which I began. At its inception, our church was known as the Temple of Light, Church of Religious Science. So I became a member by association with my father of that church from an early age. And you may therefore correctly state that that is where my religious and spiritual character was forged. In his book, Living the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes has this to say, and I quote, "The science of mind is intensely practical because it teaches us how to use mind principle for definite purposes." This affirmation, along with the foundation laid by my father in introducing me to the science of mind teachings, have been the cornerstone upon which the relationship with my children have been built. In our Declaration of Principles, it is stated inter alia, and I quote, "We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that is a goal that is sure to be attained by all," end quote. That has always been a guiding principle for me. In his book, The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes defines masculine as, and I quote, "the assertive principle of being, the self-conscious, self-propelling power of spirit, the projective principle of life, impregnating the universal soul with its ideas and concepts. End quote. With that definition in mind, and bearing the word impregnating uppermost in my thoughts, I took the liberty of asking the mother of my children for a few things she could find to say about my relationship with her children, as she is fond of calling them, as well as inquiring of my children what their thoughts on the matter were. What follows is in their own words. Mother, you believe in your children, supporting them to death. You have always sought to teach them good values. You involve yourself, in their lives, and you want them involved in yours. You always insisted in doing things as a family and taught them a good sense of family. You set good examples by your actions. Our truth teaching states that nothing happens by chance. All is in accordance with law. And the law of God is as omnipresent as is the Spirit of God. Without the basis and foundation of the teachings of the science of mind, those principles attributable to me and expounded by my former wife would hold no sway. They allowed me to set the stage on which thought was manifested into action with good intent. The book, The Science of Mind, states that the thoughts of the parents influence the child. My daughter had this to say: teaches lessons, passes on lessons learned from Temple of Light, affection and encouragement, passing on the power of the mind and how you think. You are a good dad because I believe that I can do anything I put my mind to. Gentle discipline, but spirit around spoil the child had to be implemented in dire situations where my future character was in peril. You are a good dad because you taught me right from wrong. Open bracket, specifically not to lie, close bracket. And this bears a little diversion from the script. That quotation of my daughter dates back to when she was probably about 7, 8, 9. She was at Andrews Prep. And we used to take her from school to the office and wait, taking them home or taking her home. One day she was at the office and she did something. And I asked her, whether did you do such a? I knew she did it. She knew that she did it, but she lied. After a second time, whether did you do this? Did you do this? She prevaricated again. So I took out my belt and I hit her once. And I saw those lovely eyes of my daughter looking up at me, as if to say, Daddy, why are you doing this? Needless to say, to her credit and to my credit, I've never hit any of my children again. Back to the script. As a daughter, he taught me to expect men to invest meaningfully in long-term relationships. You are fiercely loyal and taught me what to expect from other men and people in general. Protector and freedom. Respects his children and mother of his children. I was able to become very independent and a happy adult because I was protected but also respected and trusted. My son had this to say: one of the earliest lessons my father taught me was that life is a journey, not a destination. As a young child, I never understood fully what he meant, but with age and experience, I've gained a little of understanding as to what he meant. Life has its ups and downs, and my father helped me to understand that the downs don't define you, but make you better. An early childhood memory of my father was my friend saying, "Your dad is so cool." And always I felt lucky to have a father that I could relate to in a real way. He didn't forget what it was like to be young, and we figured it out. He allowed me room to make mistakes and was there to talk to me when they were made. My father was a good example to me of how to show love and appreciation for others. Whenever we see each other, we hug as if we've been apart for years. We embrace each other with love, regardless of where we are. And it has been a huge impact on my life and how I show love to others. Our relationship has evolved over the years and went through ups and downs, but I could not be more proud of the man I'm able to call my father. Again, again referring to the book The Science of Mind on the subject of evolution, it states, and I quote, "The aim of evolution is to produce a man/woman who, at the objective point of their own self-determination, may completely manifest the inner life of the spirit. Even the spirit does not seek to control us, for it lets us alone to discover ourselves." It has been this driving force that my father instilled in me because of the teachings of the Science of Mind, and which in turn I was led to impart and imprint upon my offspring. To God be the glory, knowing that God indwells in all of us. None of these fine-sounding words would have been possible without the initial foundation and the superstructure raised on the principles of science of the mind. I give thanks that it is so, and it is so. Namaste.
Wade, thank you ever so much for, I'd ask us to give you a round of applause, but it kind of just been me standing up here clapping and I kind of look crazy. And we're not going to do that this Sunday because, that's not the point. What is important for me is there's something that you said that absolutely stood out. Right about where you were telling, right before you told us what your daughter and your son had said. Without the basis and foundation of teachings of science of mind, those principles attributed to me and expounded would hold no sway. They would allow me to set the stage on which thought was manifested in action with good intent. And I think for me that's really what it comes down to. I see people, I see friends, I see parents, I see patients, and everybody's always concerned with, am I doing the right thing, am I not doing the right thing, is this right, is this wrong? And I always come back to the temple teaching and I say to them, what is your intention? Is your intention unquestionably good or as good as it can be? Are you actively trying to make the world and universe and your life a better place while helping to enhance everyone around you? If you're doing that, then do it. Whatever comes after that, you'll sort out. Whether you are being a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, a friend, if you are doing it with good intention, I think that everything is going to work out for our ultimate good. And for me, that's just really the take-home point for me. Not sure about everybody else, but for me, that pays their resistance, and it doesn't hurt that Wade is a fellow carnival tete like myself. So, Wade, next time we go out and after social distances, we're going to have a drink together and we're going to have a great time. So thank you ever so much for that again, Wade, absolutely wonderful. We are going to move into our next item, which is a musical item, and it is done by A.J. Brown, and it is Father Fred. Everybody should know this song. I love this song, and I think it's absolutely fantastic that we're doing this on Father's Day. So thank you so much, and let's go over to A.J. Brown.
My Father, my God, yes. You've been my Father for as long as I can remember, a father till the end. You've been my friend, a friend for all eternity, the closest friend to me, yes. And when the road of life seemed rough and rocky, you were there for me. You keep me strong with your blessings and true with your mercy. You'll always be my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will walk by your side. My Father, my friend, my God, my guide. one I ever had. You proved your love for me, yes. You are my guide. Your footsteps I will walk with pride. My praises I'll give to thee. You're my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will sing by your side. My Father, my friend, my God, my guide. My love for you I'll never hide. Oh my God. Oh my God. Give me a little again. Oh my God. My God. When the road of life seemed rough and rocky, you were there for me. You keep me strong with your blessings and true with your mercy. You'll always be my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will walk by your side. My Father, my friend, my God, my guide. My love for you I'll never hide. You're my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will walk by your side. My Father, my friend, my God, my guide. My love for you I'll never hide. You're my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. Forever you will be, and I will sing by your side. You're my Father, my friend, my God, my guide. My love for you I'll never hide. You're my God, my God. Forever you will be.
Thank you so much for that, AJ. Absolutely wonderful. Father Friend, still, again, still a favorite, still a classic. You can't get past it, you have to love it. We are now going to move into our next item, which is the prayer of Jamaica, and that is going to be led by our own wonderful Reverend Anne.
Please join me in the prayer of Jamaica. And as we pool our consciousness together, let us remember our island, Jamaica. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island, Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is now growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so
it is. Thank you so much for that, Rev. So, coming to the end now, we are going to do our peace song. And we will be singing, Yes, There is Peace on Earth. And we're actually going to be singing peace. So it's not going to be, yes, there is love. It's yes, there is peace on earth. So that's what we're going to go into next. it begin with me. Isn't that just fantastic? Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, unfortunately that brings us to the end of this Sunday service. But as always, we will be having service next week Sunday, 28th of June, same time, same place. Next week, our service will be led by practitioner Sandra Cooper, and our host will be Vance Gardner. So please be sure to tune in at that time. Also, general reminder, July 5th, that is the big day. We are back in business, 39 years. Remember, we only have 35 seats. So hopefully by now, some of you have started calling the office to reserve your places. If you haven't, I would suggest that we begin because they are going to go like a hot cross bun, which is actually quite tasty. Anyways, so thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, friends, family, loved ones. Join us next week. Same time, same place, and have a blessed week. Namaste.